when Moses was supposed to strike the rock, I think it's Exodus 17, but it doesn't give the full story. I think another book gives the full story. But he's supposed to strike the rock. God says, strike the rock, and then the water comes forth. It was a shadow. And you've got to get your mind off of earthly things. All you're thinking is, look, God provided through the rock. Absolutely true. Now, look at the real thing. Jesus was struck. He was the cornerstone. He was the foundation. He was the rock of our salvation. So he was struck for our sins. And look at who's striking him. Moses. Moses represents the law. So when we see Jesus getting struck by Moses, by the rod of his staff, the law, he gets hit. That is Jesus being hit by the law for the sins of the world, right? The law is coming down justly, and look what it brings forth. Living water. So those Israelites, they could live because water gushed out of the rock. And in the same way, when Jesus died, blood and water poured out of his side, and because of that, we can live because the rock was struck. Now, what's beautiful about it is, in the other account of it, Moses sins against God, and he strikes the rock twice when God told him, strike it once and then speak to it. That's why Moses wasn't allowed to enter the promised land. So imagine Jesus gets struck on the cross. That's the perfect image. That's what God wanted. That's what he wanted the people to see when he struck the rock. Okay, when you hit the rock, water gushes forth. That's because Jesus is being struck. The water, the living water, is pouring out so that whoever believes will be washed in this water. Okay. He struck it twice, and he got in big trouble because he marred the shadow of what it was supposed to be. And he wasn't allowed to enter the promised land. This is wonderful. I know it sounds terrible. He doesn't get to enter, but